People who downloaded their Google data and went through it, what were the most unsettling things you found out they had stored about you? Google knew that I was an adult, not even I knew that. It's so invasive. How do I do this? I switched to almost exclusively Apple a couple years ago. But I should probably do this since I still watch a lot of YouTube. All these reasons below are why I switched away from Google. It's creepy just how much they track you. Old naked pics of X. I thought I deleted it, but Google stored in cloud. Weird. It's mostly zipped files and I can't understand it, but they appear to track my location several times per minute with the exact GPS coordinates. I think I turned location history off, not sure if they still do. They also for some reason had the movie Unplanned listed with words like gross, distasteful, unsettling, which were an indication of my feelings about this movie. No other movies or TV shows were listed in this manner. Google has an agenda. Which agenda? I know not. Slightly off topic, but I use DuckDuckGo as a browser. They track nothing. I'm not so sure about them anymore. I noticed they are starting to do big marketing campaigns to get people to start using it. And how do they make money? Through ads and affiliate sales. Eventually they are going to hit a crossroads like any internet company. How do we make more money? The easiest way is to start tracking your search habits and serve you relevant ads. Plus it's hard to trust any company that gets so big they are throwing money everywhere advertising their product. If they aren't already tracking you, I'm sure it's in the works, and you bet your ass some governments want data on the users who use DuckDuckGo. A lot of their users are alt-right conspiracy type people. My voice and conversations. After that I immediately deleted all of them, and disabled OK Google. You can download your Google data? Yeah, I forgot how, but it shows how much they track your location, and I believe, could be wrong, what all you do on new phones, such as blank opened Facebook at 3:25 p.m, blank visited Pornhub at 3:30 p.m. Can't track me on the dark web, upside down face. If someone tells me how to do that, I will let you know, because I am nervous to find out. I'm a weird MFR. Edit, never mind, says it could take hours today, so I guess I'll just wait and see. How do you download it? Can you delete it? After reading these comments, I'm very scared. I looked up my name on Google and it had all of my family members' personal info and addresses. I now just realized some creep can find our house now thanks to Google. What's really scary? You can call and get a copy of all your recordings, but sometimes they send out the wrong ones. You then have hours of recordings of someone else. Intimate details, addresses, credit cards, etc. Found out my wife was addicted to a mobile game and had dropped $6,500 on it over the last year and a half. That set of a string of fun conversations. My mom told me she was spending up to $600 a month on Facebook and mobile games. She used to be a millionaire, and she thought the oil checks would never stop coming, but they were getting smaller and smaller. Then one day, they stopped. She lives with my sister now, works at a call center, pays no rent, and almost had to declare bankruptcy. She still plays mobile and FB games non-stop. As soon as she gets off work, she starts drinking and chain smoking cigarettes and playing her games. My sister keeps asking her where all her money goes. I keep telling her games, and she won't believe me. Shrugs. This is like a super depressing modern version of the Beverly Hillbillies. I could see everywhere I went to for months with exact times I went there and left, and that's without my Jeeps turned on. I found it kinda freaky. About a year ago I had a stroke. I only found out exactly when, after going through my Google history and finding that I googled loss of balance sudden right after that moment. I've honestly never looked into that. I've personally switched to Firefox and DuckDuckGo 3 years ago, so I do not generate a lot of Google data anymore. The fact that they saved every link you visited if you use Chrome or Google, that's kind of fucked up. And hearing recordings of the Google Assistant, when you didn't even say "Hey Google." Oh, and a full track record of your location in coordinates with timestamps. So they just save everywhere you have ever been as long as you don't turn it off in settings. Oh cool. I keep mine off unless I use it, so they only record when it's on in the settings. This is why I use DuckDuckGo. That I watched Terra Manga Sensei. I only looked through one of the 15 parts and stopped. That's how you know it was bad. I found multiple pictures of myself I don't remember taking, or at least have never uploaded anywhere, all of my search history, every YouTube video I have ever watched. I didn't bother looking anymore because obviously they literally have all info about my online life since the start. Wait, how do you do this? Like getting your Google data. A few years ago I downloaded all my Facebook data, finding every direct message I'd ever sent was in there, many of which I had deleted from my account. Too long didn't read terms of service. It's a plugin for browsers and tells you TLDRs of terms of service. Like how FB and Instagram and such don't delete your posts, they just keep it and hide it from you and whoever looks at your account. My entire collection of porn. Which is nice. Oh fuck, does Instagram save the disappearing photos? Would not want that. How much location services knew about where I went, how long I was there for, and reminded me of places I even forgot about going to. If we're being honest, I was more horrified about looking through my own browsing data. When you listen to saved voice commands, you can hear the recording start well before you actually call for Siri etc., indicating everything our phone hears could be saved somewhere for whatever reason. Someone experimented and left their phone next to their TV and left it on a Spanish channel. They started getting ads in Spanish. Yeah, you don't need that. I talked with my colleagues about vacation, we discussed some flight options, and bam, we all get flight and hotel ads. They have a record of every place you have ever been. I took that to my mechanic to pick up my car. That night I wanted to send a text, but couldn't find my phone. I looked everywhere, and then I remembered the last time I had the phone was when I was in the Lyft car. So I thought, I left the phone in the car. I went to the Lyft site, and sure enough there was a link for Get Something. Click here to contact the driver. I thought, oh good. Well, turns out, you need your phone to even log in. So I was out of luck. Did some search, and someone suggested, if you are on Android, sign into your Gmail, and look for the phone's location. Holy shit. They have GPS records of all the places you have ever been. For the last several years. The record showed me the phone going from my home to the mechanic's, and hasn't moved since. That's how I found out I left it there. Every time I go to the liquor store, they ask me if I have a reward card. I always say no, because I don't want any private company have a record of how much and how often I buy booze. The 5% discount is not worth it. Guess what? Google knows how often you stop at a liquor store. Not just that store with the rewards card, but every goddamn liquor store you have ever been in. And oh, once they realized that my phone was at a mechanic's place for a whole night, most of the ads for my apps and games were auto parts stores and auto repair places. https://takeout.google.com/settings/takeout. Plea equals 1 in case you want to do it. https://privacy.apple.com/ in case you have an Apple ID and want to see what they've stored too. Lots of recordings of me asking the Google Assistant stupid questions.